Saving money in your 20s is hard, especially if you're living in Singapore, one of the most expensive cities in the world. You try various things like budgeting and controlling your impulse spending, but no matter what you do, you realize that you have no money at the end of the month. But if you give up on saving money entirely, retirement is just going to look like a pipe dream, and you're not even going to be able to afford big purchases like your weddings, your renovation, or even just getting married. That's why in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly how much money I spent in the month of November and the exact mindsets to adopt in order to save more money. Hopefully at the end of this video, you'll be able to learn exactly how much money you should be spending and learn how to save more money for your future. So in order to know if I'm spending less money, I'll have to know exactly how much money I spent in the previous month of October. So because immediately telling yourself that yes, I'm going to control and spend less money at the end of the month, and that feels good and all, but how do you actually know if you're spending less money? Obviously, you will need a simple system to guide you on the right track. So I've been using this system for this entire year, so I can actually say that it's actually a tried and tested system that helps me keep my personal finances in check. So it starts with number one, tracking your everyday expenses spending with the wallet app. So you can use any app out there. I just use the wallet app because I'm most used to it. So I just key in my expenses every single time I make a spending. I put it under a category like food and drinks, and it automatically compiles it for me. So at the end of the month, I input these values into a budgeting spreadsheet, and then I know exactly how much money I'm spending for the entire month itself. So for the entire month of October, I've actually split them into the variable expenses and the necessities column. You can see how easily I can key in these values in the right categories from the wallet app, and the spreadsheet even helps to tally the total net expenses on the left side here. This is a secret, but I'm still working on this budgeting spreadsheet, but I'll have it available for sale soon, so leave a comment down below if you're interested to purchase it. So for the entire month of October, I have spent a total of $2,409.71. The goal would be to get it lower every single month, or if not, just having it the same would do as well. Starting on with the smallest purchases that we have in November, we have shopping and phone bills. For shopping, I bought a bolster and blanket from the Nitori furniture shop so that I'll have a more comfy sleep whenever I'm staying over at my girlfriend's house. This was honestly such a no-brainer because sleep is so important to me, and the first night I slept with these things, I knew that my investment had paid me back many times over, and it was well worth the investment. So overall, a very good investment that cost me $73.70. For phone bills is my usual M1 subscription bill that I pay every single month, and it costs $70.22. This brings the total expenses as of now to $143.92. That brings us to the next expense on the list, which will be transportation. Now I'm quite lucky because being in Singapore, I think our public transportation fees are pretty cheap compared to all the other countries. So typically I only spend $100 or so for the entire month just taking public transport like buses and trains. But my expenses will typically exceed the $100, and that's because of one simple reason, because of social events in my life. Some of these social events will be like me attending, let's say, my friend's housewarming. You know, I'm 30 right now, so a lot of people are getting married, a lot of people are having their houses, a lot of people are having their kids. So, you know, a lot of events that people want to, you know, gather up and meet up with in that sense. And I think whenever I go to these things, I always go to them before and after work, and I tend to take taxis to and from these places to both save time and be more convenient for me. And usually in Singapore, taking a 15-minute taxi will cost around $15 to $25 depending on the timings. So I took a total of 3 taxis this month, and that brings my transport expenses to $175.77. This brings the total spending to $319.69. So next on the list will be all my subscriptions for the month. Now, before you guys bash me for all my spending so much on subscriptions, I know this is a personal finance channel. I would like to defend myself and say that most of them are for my YouTube channel, and I kind of classify them under business expenses. So I have a total of 7 subscriptions right now, and spoiler alert, I actually added another subscription this month in December, but you'll find out more about that in next month's Money Diaries. So the 7 subscriptions on the list are Google Storage, which costs $4, Flat Icon, which costs $15.89, Notion costs $16.20, YouTube Premium costs $28, Photoshop costs $31.12, Creator Hooks Pro $40, and finally ViewStats $73.56. This brings the total for this category to $208.77. So out of all these subscriptions, only YouTube Premium is for pleasure-ish, but technically I use it to watch YouTube videos for inspiration for my YouTube videos as well, so arguably it's also a business expense. That's how I'm going to rationalize it to make it such that I'm still paying for it, and I'm still okay paying for it because it helps with my YouTube business. So this brings the total spending as of now to $528.50. $2.56. Next on the list will be investments in the YouTube channel. So typically for this category, it consists of how much I pay my editor for producing 4 YouTube videos every single month. So each video costs roughly around 100 USD, and that's the price of 1 long form video and 3 short form videos that I can post on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. However, this is the interesting thing for this month. I made a relatively large investment for my YouTube channel this month itself as well. I actually bought a script writing course from George Blackman, and I've implemented some of these things in this video itself. I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, but hopefully I made this video a little bit more engaging than usual. So this course teaches you how to write a proper hook, how to set up the video outline, and how to address your target audience, which I found quite helpful. And the course is sold in USD, but I converted it to SGD, which is about $482-ish. I'm usually quite stingy when it comes to spending money in terms of, let's say, on food or any sort of random things that are luxuries in my life other than travel. But I think when it comes to business expenses, I spend relatively easily because I think it's going to really help me to learn as a person, help me improve my knowledge, and also to help the YouTube channel and improve my business as well. So it's really a no-brainer when there's so many plus points, and the minus point is just using money to save time and convenience and, you know, to improve on things and for me to improve myself. I think it's well worth the money spent. So that plus my YouTube editing expenses brings this category to a whopping $1,025. This brings the total spending to $1,553.56. The next category will be food and drinks. This is arguably one of the highest expenses every single month, and I'm honestly not sure if I should put it into the necessities or variable expenses bucket. Other than travel, this is honestly the only thing that I spend my money on that's not a business expense related, so give me a break if it's a little bit on the higher side. So the food expenses has been a little bit higher in the last couple of months because of a very particular reason. I've been trying to lose weight and keeping my health in check, so I've been ordering pre-packed food from Nutrify Meals because they control the amount of calories, proteins, carbs, and stuff like that. They're a bit more pricey. I order from them because personally, I'm going to be honest, I'm too lazy to do food prep, and I just want to be able to do this consistently for the long run. Each meal costs me around $12 to $15, and I order around 3 meals per week for my lunchtime. In total, my food expenses for November was $797.81. This brings the total spending to $2,351.37. Last on the list will be taxes, insurance, and rent. This is something that I have to start to buffer properly because I realized that every year that I didn't save for it, as a result, thousands of dollars just end up leaving my savings, and I would panic thinking about whether I had enough money saved for it. So for taxes, I put aside $300 every month. For insurance, I save $200 every month. And lastly, for rent, I give $500 to my mom every single month. This brings the total for this category to $1,000. So for the grand total, adding everything in, I have spent a total of $3,351.37 for the month of November. This means that I've spent almost $950 more than I did in October. So this is the beauty of tracking your finances properly. I know exactly how much money I spent and the categories I spend them on. I typically only focus on the biggest expenses and try to cut down from there because then it will be the most efficient use of my time. So sure, you can cut down your $5 coffee here and there and, you know, not buy your coffee, but ultimately, unless you're spending like $500 to $1,000 on coffee every single month, I feel that it's honestly not worth the effort and the satisfaction. Because if you get some form of satisfaction in the morning, you know, you're going to work, you're really dreading it, and just 1 cup of coffee makes you feel so much better, and it only costs $5, then just go for it. You know, you can cut down on other things, other bigger expenses that is going to bring a lot more value into your life. So just enjoy your coffee, you know, live life a little bit. Don't be stingy on everything, you know? But of course, that's only my opinion. Most of the increase in my spending this month was due to the script writing cost, which I'm totally fine and cool with. This is an investment that will hopefully help to increase the value of my YouTube videos, and it's a way for me to continue my learning, improve, and ultimately have a little bit more fun. So if I was just looking at the bills at the end of the day without tracking any of this, I would just panic for no reason and perhaps be afraid for the next month without any legitimate concerns. Because you're afraid of not knowing because you don't know where the money is going to, and I think that's what most people are afraid of and are dealing with. So hopefully this video has helped you to see transparently how much money I'm spending and how you should go about with your expenses as well. If you enjoyed this video here, then you'll probably enjoy this video here on how to invest on Momo Singapore app as a beginner. Thanks for watching, have an amazing day as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next few videos. Bye bye.